What is happening, folks? How you doing on this fine Monday evening here in good old Detroit, Michigan? I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, and it is Monday, the 29th of September. October is right around the corner, and it's going. It's a very important month.
October, absolutely.
Extremely important month. Everyone should know October.
Couple major holidays.
30th.
And the 29th.
29th. Yeah. A couple birthdays here. It's our birthday month coming up. But anyways, how you doing, guys? Let's pop OG and Rocket in here.
Oh, okay.
We got me and Groot, a little bit of Groot. And yeah, man, hope you guys had a good weekend. We got a lot going on here in Michigan.
Enjoying the summer weather, 82 degrees.
Yeah, and as you guys know, at My Fight Our War, we do anything and everything we can to help people dealing with addiction, whether it's the person themselves, whether it is members of a family, friends, no matter who it is. And we have everybody on who could help that situation.
Yeah.
We don't have just people on who are dealing with addiction. We have other people who come on who can help with that stigma of addiction. And we are very, very lucky tonight, man. We've got a very good, just an awesome guy, Giovanni Procopio, who I went to school with his mom, Lisa. And so it was really great seeing her at church. And then Gio was home. Gio plays for the Huntsville Havoc from the SPHL, which is the Southern Professional Hockey League. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to talk about here. Because Gio is a success story, man. Him, and not only him, but his brother plays for the Havoc. And, as we know, with addiction, with stress and everything, it doesn't take much to make a wrong decision. You take sports, and right now with sports and the intensity with making it to the next level. And when you talk about the level that Gio's at, that's intense to make it that far. And sometimes the stress can be overwhelming. I played hockey. I never made it to his level. I made it to college level. And I had a lot of friends, including myself, who have had issues. I just want to make it very clear, Gio has never had any issues dealing with addiction himself in any way. He is here to show that with hard work and doing things the right way, just like his brother, Dom, you do it the right way. And with the support of family, coaches, teammates, just like he has with the Huntsville Havoc, anything's possible. So again, just want to make that very clear that, with all of our guests, they bring something special to the table. And what Gio's bringing today is his feedback from what he has seen, never having issues with addiction. He doesn't have that standpoint, but he does have it from seeing in the past, going through the ranks, people who have made that wrong decision. And these are guys that could have made it, to that level, who are now not even playing anymore. So I just want to make that very clear. So let's get rid of OG.
See you later.
And Rocket and her little flower. Bye, OG.
Bye-bye.
And let's get Gio in here.
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Good. Are you sure you even want to have a podcast here? You just pretty much explained everything about it. I appreciate that.
Hey, man.
That was awesome.
Well, I tell you, it's just you said so much, when we talked about, right off the bat, the stigma of addiction. And people don't think athletes, especially when they make it to the professional league level. They're like, well, that doesn't happen. You're from this area. You're a Wings fan. All about Probert, McCarty, the issues that have happened with people that we know, not only personally, but professionally. And it's scary, man. But like I said, hats off to you, man. It's a very stressful life. And, you're 25, you've been playing your whole life. And I just wanted to get you on here just to let people know, man, that stigma, even though, people think of the person staggering around, you got people who are CEOs of companies. You have people who are pro athletes, who battle. It's just life. But so thank you for coming on. And I know you look a little tired there. You had some traveling,
Yeah.
Why don't you let people know what's going on with you? Where a little bit about yourself, man. Who you are, where you're from.
Yeah. So obviously, my name's Gio. Like you said, I'm 25 from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, and I'm a professional hockey player for the Huntsville Havoc. I've been playing since I was about 6 years old. So 19, 20 years. It's crazy how fast the time's flown by. Thinking back on it. And like you said, because of the being tired right now, we just got down here. Me and my girlfriend Shelby. We drove 10 hours south from Michigan to Huntsville yesterday, and we've been unpacking ever since. So
Yeah.
brought a lot of stuff. We'll be here for about 7, 8 months. Hopefully, bring a championship to the city and to the team. And yeah, it's been awesome. I'm just super blessed to live the life that I live. And summer in Michigan was awesome. Seeing you at church every Sunday was awesome. Being with my mom and obviously my girlfriend there as well. Dom and his wife went and visited us Labor Day weekend. It was super cool, but I'm really pumped and stoked to be back in Huntsville and getting this season rolling here pretty soon.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's been a very, very long time since I laced them up and all that. But just once a hockey player, always a hockey player. I mean, getting back with the boys, being in that locker room, there's nothing like it. Just
Yeah,
nothing like it. And yeah, man, it was great getting to meet you and chit chat, and that's what basically happened. We were talking one day, and just like everyone knows, man, I get the old blender brain going, and I started thinking, man, I go, look at man, he's a good guy, and worked his ass off, and people don't realize, just like you said, 6 years old. I mean, I don't know
Ooh.
about you, but sometimes things will help, take the place of making a wrong decision. Like for me, it was hockey because when some of my friends, as we started getting older, started making those wrong decisions, I was going to Canada for hockey camps during the summer. So I wasn't around that element. I was around sports. How was it for you growing up? I mean, I know you said you started skating at 6. How much did hockey consume your life?
yeah. Pretty much. I would say since I was maybe 11, 12 years old, I started playing for the high travel teams in Michigan for Detroit CompuWare in Plymouth, and then I played in Troy for Oakland Junior Grizzlies, Victory Honda, and Canton. There's a bunch of like high AAA travel
Mhm.
teams around the Metro Detroit area. So yeah, I mean, hockey's pretty much been a part of me since I can remember. The first time I went on the ice, I've said this before to my family and friends, I hated it. I was about 4 years old. I was crying on the ice. I didn't want to be there. My mom was trying to help me skate. And I played soccer, probably from, I don't know, I was probably 5 years old to about 12. But yeah, there was like that age period when I was 5 to 6. I was playing soccer, I was playing baseball, but I just remember, like, I'll never forget it. We were at our old house, and that was when I'm 2000 birth year, so that was 05, 06 when the Red Wings were just dominant, right? I was as a young kid finally, having the conscious and the cognitive ability to realize what was going on, and I'm seeing these guys like Pavel Datsuk, Henrik Zetterberg, Nick Lidstrom, and then even in that like Osgood, Hasek, Nicholas Cromwell on defense. I can go on, right? And
Mhm.
that's what really like made me starstruck, and I was like, man, this is what Detroit hockey town's all about. This is I want to. Hey, mom, can we go back on the ice? And like to my family's point, Dom, my older brother, he's 3 years older than me, so he was playing too. So I'd always be at the rink, running around watching him play. But I'll just never forget like seeing those moments on the screen with the Red Wings winning and those playoff series. And I think they won in '08 and then they lost in '09. When I was a young kid, like that was the best. That was when the passion really set in and got implemented into my passion and love for the game. And I've just been, kind of the same thing with Dom. We've kind of had this idea where we want to play for as long as we can at the highest level we can, and fortunately, we're playing together right now, which is a dream come true for my family and I, my mom, my dad, our aunts and uncles. It's so cool now they can watch us at one spot, and even come and visit us and watch. It's pretty sweet to honor the Procopio name that way and Craven name that way, which is my mom's maiden name. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's hockey's been a part of me since I can remember, and it still is. And even after I'm done playing, I could see myself being a coach, being a scout, working management within the organization. It's something that I have a burning passion for.
It's oh, hold on here.
Okay, two things that have just come up. Well, Jeanette Butler and Lori um, our dear friend Lori from Alabama,
Mhm.
not far from
Whoa.
Huntsville.
She's
They
from
want
Ath-
to know when you're playing a home game because they're thinking of possibly coming to see you. So just to put that in the
Wow.
back of your head,
yeah,
we
they're in Athens,
Um,
Alabama.
they're in Athens, Alabama, which is just a stone's throw from Huntsville.
Yeah, I have my schedule right here. I'm pretty sure we play at home October 24th. That's our
There
Yeah.
first
you
home game. Yeah.
so
October 24th. What's the stadium?
VBC, Von Braun Center. It's in downtown Huntsville.
On Braun
and
Center.
I'm sure Jeanette
Okay.
and Lori. You said Lori's on?
Yeah, Lori's on.
Lori, I don't see you. Where
She's
don't
there.
I see Lori? I see Jeanette. Jeanette and Lori. Lori is the one I was telling you about who put on an event in Athens, Alabama, the Addiction Eviction Rally, that I was very blessed to be a speaker at. And she is just an amazing motivator. Jeanette is awesome. Got to meet her from the from the event. And I tell you what, Jeanette, Lori, you got to get a chance. Get out there, get to the rink. More than that, get to meet Gio and his brother Dom and the rest of the Havoc. And you talk about a positive spirit experience because that's what we're hoping to do.
Oh, Jeanette just said we know where
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah,
Good.
Jeanette's like, we know
know
where
where
it's
that
know
is?
where
at.
that
Okay.
They're
is.
from
Yeah,
Alabama.
October
Man.
24th, Jeanette is the first
October
home game.
24th. Yeah. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Oh.
Come and cheer us on. So,
Well, part of the family. It's
What,
part of the My Fight Our War family. So you got a bigger family now that you knew.
wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
We're going to be promoting. It's like I always tell people who are on this
Uh-huh.
show, it's never a one and done as far as us. Now, we do have guests who come on who that's what they want to do. They want to get on as many shows as they can. You share their story, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But for everyone that comes on, we have a sense of family and community here, kind of like a team. We're a family, we're a team, and
Yeah.
well, we're going to be promoting you and Dom and the Havoc, from here on out.
Mhm.
And we talked about some stuff, about coming up in the future. But
Wow. Yeah.
hockey is just is you know. There's so many positives, and I got to go back to the stigma though about addiction, what we're about here.
Yeah.
And being a former player, especially myself with dealing with issues with drugs and alcohol, that really didn't get me. Injuries is what got me. And then from that, then came the drugs and alcohol once I couldn't do it anymore. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, that happened once I got out of high school and going towards college. But even at my, going through the different divisions, it was mainly like through like squirt into Bantam or midget. I can't remember, like 14, 15, whatever it was,
Mhm.
seeing some issues. At that age, I still didn't care though, because a lot of the people that we were with were focused on hockey, but like the stigma goes, it doesn't matter who you are, what race you are, what color you are, what anything. What was the youngest person that you knew or came into in contact with that had somewhat an issue, or you maybe thought had an issue? Do you remember how young that person was?
It definitely wasn't as young as you were. I think times were a little bit different back, because you were what, in the 80s, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I was talking to my mom about that earlier, is just how different, the access to drugs and alcohol were for young kids back in the 80s. And I'm not saying it's any different now, but I
Mhm.
think there's, especially in the hockey community in the mid 2000s for me, even late like 2010s, I would say maybe when I was around 16, 17, I was starting to notice, um, some guys showing up with more so like the vaping, not so much the alcohol abuse, but more so the nicotine addictions.
Mhm.
um, and that's kind of like a personal note for me when I would see, at 15, 16 year olds, these kids hitting their vapes in the hotels or whatever it was, or even on the road, or um, I always had it in the back of my mind I was never going to do that, just because of my background with my mom and her addiction with nicotine and cigarettes. And um,
Mhm.
I just remember, like, at an early age, seeing what she had to go through to quit the cigarettes, and just it was
Mhm.
brutal. And I know she could tell you firsthand. Um, I'll never forget. There was one time during her period of her quitting, like, and I'm sure people that are listening to this who ever had to quit cigarettes, you get really mad really fast when you're trying to get off of it. And I'll never forget. I think I asked my mom for a piece of gum in like the back of the car, and she got so mad at me because she didn't have gum. She's not like not so mad, but she was like, I don't have any, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm sorry. So
Man.
and that, but like that's just a memory that pops in my head to realize like, wow, like this is what addiction can do to somebody, right? Like, and obviously there's different levels of substance abuse with alcohol and heavy drugs
Mhm.
and nicotine. I'm not saying nicotine can be completely bad for you, but I'm just saying like seeing what she had to go through because she had it
Mhm.
instilled in her mind. I need to quit this. I need to get rid of it. I don't want
Mhm.
to do it anymore. So for me, I think seeing that and being pretty comprehensive at an early age of what she had to go through, I realized throughout my teenage years and even now to when I'm 25 that I don't want to have any association with that. I don't even want to I saw what she had to go through at an early age. It's part of my identity now. It's part of my discipline and mindset where I don't want to even have that um I guess stress on me or that excuse to do something like that, if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
yeah, I would say probably the earliest age, going back to your question, is probably 15, 16 years old. And then obviously when you get to the later teen years, you get to see more of the alcohol abuse and the alcohol addictions, but we're so young and people think they're invincible. They don't even realize what they're doing. They don't even realize that this could be a problem later on in life. But yeah,
Exactly.
that's probably one of the earliest I saw some type of addiction or just abuse was probably 15 to 16 years old.
And the thing too, man, as soon as you brought that up about the vapes, because obviously that's new for now.
Yeah, yeah.
Back when I was, I mean, that was basically, you'd see these guys sneaking into the bathroom smoking cigarettes and shit. And I
Hmm.
remember some of them that were just hacking their lungs up, couldn't fucking breathe on the ice. I mean, so here
Yeah.
it's right there. Now you're dealing with an issue, your stamina, your cardiovascular, it's going to affect your play because now you cannot get, so it's little things like that. But and man, you're the one that brought your mouth. So when I catch hell for this on Sunday, it's gonna be like, did you know he was gonna tell that story? At least I had no idea because you
No.
watch.
Yeah,
But
you had no idea. No. No.
but yeah, that's just the thing with seeing stuff like that. And we're at any time. I mean, thank God you and Dom have never had any issues. Have Was there any point where as you got older, because playing professional hockey, I mean, you're jumping up in these divisions and you're playing with guys older than you,
Oh yeah.
and so you're going to these autograph sessions, you're going to meet and greets, you're going out in Huntsville and other places where you guys are celebrities, you're signing autographs, people, especially bars. I mean, you walk in, first thing you want to do is buy you a drink, and
Yes.
you know, so hats off to anyone, because I tell you what, back in the day, it didn't take much. Manny, yep. You know, I was just gonna say hi. Oh, you're not gonna buy a drink. But so was there any a point at all where you felt a little nervous about uh being approached, or was there ever a time where that did enter your life where certain people, we got teammates are just, they're friends, they're family, but just like our parents say, hey, these guys are bad news, your friends,
Yeah.
we all have those teammates who aren't the best teammates, who don't have your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
Have, were you ever put in a situation where you were uncomfortable?
Oh yeah. 100%. I think that's part of the growing up process, not even being an athlete. It's
Mhm.
it's
Yes.
it's it's just being able to identify those situations and realize, hey, this might not be the best thing for me to do. You may like that person, it may be your friend, you might talk to him every day, but once it comes to maybe a certain point and hanging out with them and it gets a little bit too late and they want to do something that you don't want to do, that's where you got to be like, hey man, like I appreciate you, but I'm going home. Or you're like,
Mhm.
hey man, I'm good. And I think that's the hardest thing for people to do, because it's almost like in our human nature or just in your mind, you don't want to say, you don't want to be that person or the odd person out. You don't want to be the one standing up for maybe your own intuition to say, hey, I think I'm gonna go, because you don't want people to think, oh, this guy is lame
He's
or
not
just
part of the team, he's
right,
not one
right,
of us.
exactly. Oh, he's an outsider. And I think my mom and my dad and just our family in general did a really good job of making me and Dom aware of, hey, like you don't have to be with the crowd. Like you
Mhm.
you are not gonna be that follower. You're gonna stand your ground. You're gonna believe what you believe. and you're going to own it and you're going to take your pride into it. And I think that's what's helped Dom and I so far in our careers, but also our lives. Like I've been blessed enough to be an assistant captain for a national championship team in juniors, and Dom was the same thing. He won a national championship in junior, and he was the captain. Um, and then now for in the SPHL for the Huntsville Havoc, my older brother is our captain. Dom's our captain. And then when I was in college at Aurora University, I was blessed enough to be assistant captain my sophomore year, captain my junior year, team captain junior year. So it's almost like that mindset of having the ability to take yourself out of the situation, almost like you're looking third person and you're seeing what's going on when it's whether it's, guys want to keep drinking till it's 4 a.m. and then they're going to go drive home, or,
Mhm,
guys want to go do, let's just say, a bag of Coke, anything. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
It's just,
Mm-hmm.
it's able for me to say, no, I'm not doing that. Like I have something bigger and better for myself. I'm focused. I think that's the best word to say is I'm focused. I want to have a successful life. Whether that's outside of sports, I know that this isn't going to help me get to that point.
Man, I tell you what,
Congratulations to
that
you, your mom, and your dad.
I was just
Good
Thank
gonna
you.
job.
I was
Good
just gonna
Yeah.
job.
say that you
Woo.
can't put it any better, um, at all than the way you just did,
Perfect.
because I mean, you nailed it right off the bat. Not it has nothing to do with sports. It's life in general, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that line is so fine sometimes when it comes. That's what I mean about sports and just the pure intensity and the stress to make it to that level that you will do. I'm not saying you, but you. I mean, I know for me, my dream was to play in the pros. My dream was to lift that Stanley Cup, and
Yeah.
I actually was able to at the bar one time when after they won the cup. It was at whatever shit, I can't remember what restaurant that was.
Was it
Vacario.
Chelly's? Was it
No,
Chelios's
it was
restaurant?
John Vaccari owned it. Jared, my buddy, worked there as a bartender, and the equipment manager was friends with the owner. And they said the Stanley Cup was going to be there. Me and a buddy went to the bar, and of course, I got to raise the cup, but I was half in the bag. And I
Yeah.
grabbed the cup and I held it over my head. I got a picture with it. Not what I planned on, not the way I wanted to do it, but that was my dream, man, was to play. But the way you just put that is because
Beautiful.
I know the
Beautiful.
stress of that peer pressure, man. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone, and like you said, it's not only sports, but it is so prevalent in sports. And you are that A and Dom the C for a reason, and it's because of what you just said. Yeah, you could have went with the crowd and been, one of the guys, but you're actually nothing against the teammates, but captains and they rise above. And that's what
Right.
you and Dom have done by getting that C, by getting that A. And that's something that we have in common too, because that was something
Fabulous.
that meant the world to me. When I first started playing, like you said, you didn't like it. I loved it from the minute I saw it on TV. I didn't
Yeah.
understand it. My uncle played. When I say I was, you have the worst kid on the team, then you have the worst kid like in the league. I was the worst. I was the penguin. I'd walk on my ankles and just fall over, but I didn't care. I just loved it so much. But the way that you just described that, as far as you stand up for yourself, you be a man, and and that's why you're at where you're at 25 years old,
Yeah.
and the things that you've accomplished, man. At that elite level, I know that you said that the younger you saw the vapes and all that stuff, that's really not gonna at that age. Careers now some can be made or broken at that age, but when you're older, getting a little bit older, you're getting closer to like through college. Did you see anyone who unfortunately made those wrong decisions and it cost them
Didn't make it.
their career?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I did. It was about two years ago. I think I was a sophomore when he was a freshman. I just out of respect and privacy, I don't want to say his name.
No,
No.
don't.
And I still try to talk to him to this day, but it's just hard to get a hold of him because I don't know what he's going through. I don't live. He lives in a different state than me. Um, and yeah, it was just super hard to see. And like I said before, it was at school, so I was the captain, so I was the one trying to help him as best as I could. And he had a really bad alcohol problem. He was a full blown alcoholic.
Mm.
Um, and there'd be instances where, you know, we would be having a team event and we could all tell he wasn't sober. There'd be a team practice, we could tell he wasn't sober. And it got to the point where I knew something had to be done and something had to be said. And, you know, I let everyone know, as far as our coaches, as far as our, you know, athletic director at the school, and they got him help, which is the best thing possible. Right.
Mhm.
But it took a lot of time to make sure that the school understood what was going on. And that was the hardest part for me, because it's easy for someone to say, hey, this, you know, somebody has a problem, so and so needs help, but they need to see it firsthand, especially once it comes to a school. And
Yes.
that was the hardest part for me, is not only a teammate and a captain, but just a friend. Like, I would always go up to him and make sure, hey man, are you okay? You know, and he would always tell me yeah, and I said no, like, are you okay? And then
Mhm.
and then I could tell the conversation, it would change. And he's the hardest part about it is he has a heart of gold. He was one of the hardest workers on our team. And like you said, Manny, it became to the point now, you know, moving forward, because I graduated before him, I don't think he's playing anymore because of the problems he had.
Yeah.
And I hope to God he's able to find I hope to God now he's sober, he's clean, because it's been a couple years since that's happened. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's, to answer your question, that's the one most recently that I had to deal with, and that made me realize like how serious addiction and like an alcoholic can really need help. And
Yeah.
it's tough to see every day, because you know you want to help him so bad, and you're trying to get him the help, and it took him, you know, a long time for the school and for himself to realize that he wasn't okay.
Yeah, that is, I tell you, man. And again, you know, you're young at this time. You're in college. In college, what do? You drink. Well,
Exactly.
but
It's the most, especially in the hockey world, it's the most socially
Mhm.
acceptable thing. It's it's like the cliche thing is, if you're like, the more you drink, the more you win. That's how people think.
Yes,
Mhm.
I
So,
yes, yes.
and
Now
it's
with
tough.
his, um, now you said he was younger.
Yeah.
You obviously knew him personally and professionally, play as a hockey player. Do you think he had what it took to make it to the next level?
Oh yeah, he could be playing in the SPHL where I'm at. He could be playing in probably the league above, in the East Coast Hockey League for sure.
Wow. See that?
He was one of the fastest skaters I've ever seen. He was a bulldog. That's on the ice. He was just running around. He had so much effort, so much love and passion for everyone, not even just the game. Like, he loved the teammates so much. And that was the hardest part about it, is because deep down he was the most genuine teammate you'd ever want. You want to go to war with that guy. You want to go in the corner with that guy. It was really tough to see, and that's one of the most like firsthand recent experiences I've seen, where addiction can really derail a career and unfortunately end it.
Man, that is, you know, that's just,
That's sad.
yeah. I mean, I tell you, as you're telling these stories, man, it's bringing back memories. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm actually part of some of them on both sides because as the captain, but then again, I mean, all my shit's out there. I remember having to look at my team and before the game, you lined up around the goalie, and one of the guys looked at me and he goes, "Damn, Manny," and he smelled alcohol on my
Oh.
breath, and I
Yeah.
was, and yeah, and you know, it was a very, you know, back then it was, and even though I was so damn young, it was like, just don't do that. It was like, no big deal. But it was this very scary situation. And like for you to talk about this guy here, that's the power of addiction, man. Because it sounds like you absolutely love the game, loved his teammates, loved everything about it. That's what I want to get across to people that don't understand how strong addiction can be. And it
Hmm.
doesn't matter what that addiction is, when it gets a hold of you, man. I mean, here, like you just described, this guy, all of you would want to go to war with him. He'd want to go to war with you. But if it came down to it, all right, okay, you ready for this? You're going to be with us, or you got this bottle. He would have taken the bottle
Yeah.
because I was in that situation and I made that wrong choice. And it's very hard thing to say, but it's very humbling and it needs to be said and it needs to be, you know, head on. And I commend you, man, for that, and again, I can't say it enough. That's why you wear the C. That's why you had that responsibility.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really do. It's just it's hard even when you're in a leadership position because you feel like it's on your shoulders. You feel like it's on your watch, so to speak. And I think that was the hardest part for me is I was also just mentally drained from it because I wanted to help this kid so much because I knew he deserved better. I think that's the hardest part to understand as far as a teammate and especially a leader is that you know what this kid is capable of. And, it's just unfortunate the way things go like that. And I just hope now, sports are temporary, right? Athlete is just a label. Everyone's a human being. So for him now, I hope he's seriously has the help he needs and the resources and tools to just live a happy life in a
Mhm.
peaceful life and a successful and productive one.
Man, I tell you, Gio, I mean, you're just nailing it. Everything with, I
Why,
was
thank you.
seriously, man. It's, uh, and it is so much. It's so different, listening to you at the level you're at, and I think back at some of my mistakes and everything, and how I wish I had someone, that would have taken me aside like you did with your teammates. But I can't blame that on many people because I was the one that was supposed to be taking care of my teammates, and I wasn't even taking care of myself, man.
Yeah.
And so that's on me, and I got to own that for the rest of my life because a sport that I wanted to die for, man, I played for, just live my life for. That's all that mattered to me, man, was hockey, hockey, hockey. And again, that's just so important for people who have never had to deal with addiction. And because I've had people that'll say, just stop. And then I'll have people who are like family members, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, spouses, siblings who will say, why don't they love me more than the addiction? I'm like, yes, they do, first of all, but that's how strong addiction is
Yeah.
they love you so much. That's how much pain addiction causes people. And for those who have never battled it, man, be so careful with your words and judging people because the old saying, unless you walked in their shoes, our shoes, you don't know. And it's a tough thing. But
Yeah.
again, with you at dealing with the stuff, like I said, at such a high level, like I said, I commend you and Dom on everything you do. And it's just it says a lot about you. And even though I got to see you every Sunday, this is obviously the most we've been able to talk because we're at church
Yeah.
and every time we sit and talk, your mouth hit us both. Shut up.
Yeah. The most I say to you is peace be with you.
You shake
That's
hands.
it.
See you Sunday.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Exactly. But no, that's a good point you said though, Manny. I think the hardest thing, especially what you just said, is for people to be vulnerable and realize their actions and to have the full awareness of what's going on. Everyone can say that they're doing the right things, but they can ignore the things that they're doing wrong as far as addiction, as far as, maybe not doing the best thing for your body and your mind. So and that's the hardest thing for me is because I've never had the personal experience. And going back to my teammate in college, that was the hardest thing was trying to relate to him, trying to get personal with him as far as getting him help. So I think, for me is especially the more I play the game, and I'm probably going to have similar situations with teammates. It's going to happen again, just the way the culture is and everything with guys that might need help or are struggling with whether it's nicotine, alcohol, whatever the substance is. It's just for me to try to really understand and listen to them when they need help and when they're talking to me. I think that's the biggest thing is what you just said too.
Yep. And a lot of it is sometimes I'll have people say, what do I say? What do I do? Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just be there and listen. And I was just thinking about that, man, the position that you were in. And again, college, young age, with these responsibilities here you are dealing with a teammate with a very serious addiction issue, which you don't know anything about, that you got to try to jump in and help.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's huge on your part. And the thing is, too, yes, communication, talking, never stop talking, and for those, I'll tell people, if you think that there's a problem, because I've had people say, well, I think so and so in my family might have an issue. If you're saying that just out of the blue for whatever reason, there's a problem. There's something going
Exactly.
on. They're
Yeah.
not showing up for family parties, or they're they're drinking more this time than whatever it is. So I mean, just look for warning signs. And for me, what I just say is never stop trying. To help and to basically do everything that you just said, because, like you said, there's life beyond sports, and it's life in general.
I got a
Yeah.
question for you. What is your routine for health? I mean, do you work out besides hockey practice? Do you also work out at the gym? Do you run? What do you do?
That's a great question. Yeah, I pretty much I do what you just said. I think especially in the summers when it's off season,
Uh-huh.
I have a really really fortunate spot at my mom's place. We got a whole at home garage. So like we have a heavy intense assault bike for the conditioning cardio part of the hockey training. We have the weights to gain strength. We have the core bands, everything you can think of. We have a really good setup. So I try and work out at least like 4 to 5 times a week. And I give my weekend, whether it's cutting the lawn or doing stuff outside, try to do things not so much weights training, more body weight
Mhm.
training, and just to kind of be like fresh for the next week, starting Monday. So today.
Yeah, because your practice, what's your now? You're back. You're in Huntsville now, so you're starting. What's your schedule like as far as your practices and stuff like that?
Yeah. So we're all getting here this week. Some of the guys are here today. Most of the guys will be here by Thursday. I believe once Friday hits, we have like a team practice, and then Saturday we have our physicals for the doctors, just to make sure we're good and the league approves and everything like that. And then Sunday, I believe we have another team meeting, and then we have I think fitness testing Monday. So we have, I think we're doing bench press, max reps, pull ups, max reps. There's a thing called the Wingate bike, which is you're pedaling as fast as you can, and then they drop weight on the bike,
Oh,
and then you
wow.
gotta you gotta go as hard as you can for 30 seconds. It's not fun. It's probably one of the it's probably one of the hardest things that we do for training camp.
Oh
Wow.
man.
Um, and they do that through the school here in Huntsville, UAH, University of Alabama Huntsville. Their sports medicine team comes, and they set it up for us, and they get all the data, and they do it in an Excel sheet, and our coaches get all the information of our endurance, like where our reps were, where our speed was, power, all that stuff. It's really cool once we get all the information and the data, and then they show it to us. But then yeah, after the fitness training, next Monday I think it is, we start skating every day, 2 hours a day. Got workouts in between, and then we start playing preseason games. I believe it's the 10th and 11th weekend, and
Dang.
then our opening night game for regular season is at Roanoke, Virginia, the 17th on a Friday. So it's a quick turnaround. It's 2 weeks of hard work and consistency every day. But I love it. So you gotta love it. You gotta embrace the grind. So it's gonna be
Oh,
hard, but it's something that I look forward to.
I tell you, God bless you, man. I just, it reminds me of some of the stuff. We didn't have anything like that when I was going through,
Yeah, that's
my training
intense.
camp
That's
was
fabulous.
not quite as aggressive, but yeah, there were those moments. But I get what you mean, man. Just that passion, that love is something that unless you do it, you won't get it. We got the negative about the addiction, how you don't understand how terrible it can be. The positive of what you just described as training camp for people that played. Man, I was just, and then I couldn't end this unless we talked about the lovely aroma of the hockey bag that you forget to open after a
Oh
game,
man.
and
Yeah.
then you forget to air that sucker out, and then those lovely elbow pads, the gloves. That's
Yeah.
oh
It's
my
just
god!
water. You can't even your elbow pads won't stay in the position they need to be in, and then your gloves
Oh,
are just soaked.
it
Yeah.
is that smell. For those who've never played hockey, for those who have played, no, they're right now they're going, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So but even that, I can honestly say I
He
wish
misses it.
I wish I could go back in time. But that's something. But
Yeah, thank God for us though. When we're done for the day,
you
they
got
make us. Our equipment manager, they make us air all of our stuff out, and they got 3 heavy duty fans going in the locker room. So the next day we're good. We're good to go.
oh man,
Oh,
man.
Yeah,
that's funny.
God,
And then they wash our undergear too. So we're nice and ready to go. Thank God. But I remember those
Oh.
youth days, man. It was
God.
brutal. There'd be times where we'd have 2 games a day in tournaments or 3 games a day, and by that 3rd game, it's like this isn't even my gear anymore.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
it
like,
was.
yeah,
I
it's so drenched.
and I remember times coming home, and of course, hockey mom. I'd have all the gear, take it downstairs, go rumbling down, throw it there and under the stairs there. And my mom, don't forget to open your bag, dump your gear out. Okay, and of course, I'd forget. The next day, holy hell would break loose. Son of a bitch! You'd leave that zipper open, or I'd run down there and open it up because but by that time, it
Yeah,
was
it's
like
too late. It's too late. Yeah,
so yeah, so I had to hit on that before we ended up anything here. But
yeah.
listen, man, I know you're
He's
busy.
tired.
Oh, wait a minute here.
Oh, wait.
Well, yeah. Is there any questions? I got a little
Yeah.
bit of time.
Oh, okay then. But yeah, we have a question here. Who
Uh-oh.
washed it all? Mom.
I never said you didn't.
And for
Yeah, I
everyone
know.
wondering right
Props
now,
props to her.
that is Gio's mom, Lisa, that friend of mine, Lisa, who I went to high school with. She was there. She got to watch me skate and be in a penalty box all the time. But yes, and I don't know, Lisa, if you watched from the beginning about the nicotine stuff that I didn't know.
Yeah, she was there. She's been there since the beginning.
Oh man, but yeah, man, we need some questions. If anyone has any questions, as far as with athletes, with
How many
anything.
games in your season?
58 exactly. Regular season 58, and then playoffs. I think there can be up to about 10 games, 10, 12 games.
Let's see,
So
we
yeah.
got my cousin Laura in here. Laura, I don't know if Anthony, my cousin Tony, if you guys, anyone has any, we have our shenanigator here, Amber.
Both of them are here.
Okay, I didn't see
Jacqueline's
Amber
Hey
and
there,
Jacqueline
friends.
are shenanigators. They are trouble, and they are so much fun. Amber is a huge hockey fan. Amber, I'm not sure how long you've been on, but Gio is just an awesome dude, man. Gio plays for the Huntsville Havoc in the Southern Professional Hockey League.
Is there any way to watch it on
Yeah, it's like a stream.
YouTube or?
Yeah, it's a streaming service. It's called Flow Hockey, FLO Hockey. It's unfortunately you have to pay a hefty subscription. There might be like a weekly subscription that might be cheap if you want to watch one game or something like that. But I know like from family and even like my girlfriend that has to pay for it every month. It's not. I wish it was way cheaper and it was way more accessible for people to watch. But I think how much is it a month? Like $40-$50, Shelby? It's 200 a year. Yeah. So like,
Well, hey,
Wow.
you know what though?
I
I mean,
know
for those
it's
who love
insane.
hockey, and like I said, for Amber, Amber, I know you're feeling a little bit under the weather, but I know you are getting better, and I'm very happy for you. But if you've got any questions, Amber, for Gio, uh, let him have it, man. Jacqueline, I didn't see Jacqueline.
She's there. She may be off by
And,
now, but she was there in the beginning.
okay. Tyler is also.
Tyler, our MMA guy.
Yep, we've got all of our.
Vincent's on.
Yeah, well, he's a Kansas
Well,
City.
let
Chiefs
me ask you this, Manny. In the meantime,
certainly.
how long have you guys been doing this podcast? Because I've only heard about it in the last year or two. Just been going to church with you because it seems like you guys have a large following, and like I said earlier, the production is impressive. So how long have you guys been doing this?
Well, definitely appreciate that. The My Fight Our War, I actually started January the 9th, 2023.
Okay.
2023. Yeah, 2023 is when I actually was sitting there, and all of a sudden, I literally got up from the living room, walked into the kitchen, and I said, I need to do something to give back. And I actually have this is the piece of paper, My Fight Our War. That's supposed to be a wolf.
That's awesome.
But I that night I said, I need to do something to give back. And like I said, it was January the 9th, 2023 is when My Fight Our War actually became part of social media. I had no idea what I was doing. Still don't. I had no clue about podcasting. And as far as doing interviews or anything, I didn't plan on any of this because one, I'd get nervous talking to myself. I mean, I had to do like a little in service for a couple of people at work that were friends of mine, like 2 or 3 buddies.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden, the one guy, he was like, "Well, here, just sit, go up front so we could see what you're doing." Uh, 3 people that were friends that I've known for years. I started to talk. Next thing you know, I started hyperventilating. I started getting nervous, and there were just 3 people, man. And I remember thinking, how do these people do these like interviews and stuff? There's no way ever.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I start My Fight or War. And it just goes to show you, man, that never say never is so true because all of a sudden one day I'd see all these people on social media doing videos. I'm like, again, I could never do that. All of a
Yeah.
sudden one day someone said they heard about my story and they said, you should really tell your story. And I did. And I remember thinking, no one's going to want to hear this. And it just blew up. And it was all of a sudden things just happened. So it's been 3 years. It'll be going on 4 years. January the 9th coming up will be 4 years that we actually did the social media page.
Yeah.
And as far as doing this stuff, July the 4th
was
is
really
when I
kind
flew to Connecticut
yeah.
and did my first show with Ian Bick. And that's when things started taking off. So this past July 4th was just like a year. And
That's awesome.
and it's just the people that I have met. Like I said, just Ian Bick, Matt Cronin, our producer, the countless others, all of these amazing people.
He might know AJ Galante with the
Yeah, we talked about that though.
Yeah.
The Danbury Trashers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a small world. And here everyone's in Connecticut. But yeah,
that's incredible. Yeah, good for you guys. Seriously. I think this is amazing.
Well, do you know Manny's backstory, how we got it started?
No.
What inspired? Why don't you give them the Reader's Digest?
Yeah, with my drinking issues, it damn near almost killed me. And I ended up getting involved in a shooting where a guy shoved a gun in my face. I got a plate here after being shot, got stabbed here.
Wow.
Just a bunch of, because of drugs and alcohol. And the real quick story is, it was because of you drink 1.5 pints a day, that'll do it to you. And one day I woke up yellow. They took me to by ambulance to the hospital. I spent a month in Henry Ford, Maine, 30 days, 15 in ICU, coded twice. And then they came in and said, you know what, there's nothing more we can do for you because you've been in organ failure, but the last 24 hours, your kidneys, pancreas, and liver have all shut down. And there's no coming back from that. So unfortunately, hospice is taking over your care. You've got less than 6 weeks to live. Say goodbye to your family. And Ma comes in, family comes in, say my goodbyes. And they come in to take my blood to give it to hospice to transfer the records. And then they come back again a few hours later to take more blood. And then they kept coming back and wouldn't tell me why they kept taking more blood, and more people kept coming in. This went on for 7 days, and all these people are coming in. And on the 7th day, room's packed, and they're just looking at me. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And the doctor said, we're sending you home, but not to die, to live. And they're like, what the hell's going on? They said, that's why all these specialists flew in to Detroit to see you, is because your pancreas, kidneys, and liver are not only functioning again, they're all functioning at normal limits. I'm not on any medication. And they said that, one shuts down, you're in bad shape. All 3 shut down, you're dead. And they said, when we told you 6 weeks, we were trying to give you enough fight for your family from out of town to make it in before you died. And they said, we all thought you'd be dead in 48 hours. And so that's when I said, I got to give back somehow. And here we are, My Fight, Our War.
Congratulations. That's an unbelievable story. Yeah. I didn't know that. I did not know the backstory to that. So
yeah,
that's incredible.
I've been very, very, very blessed, to say the least. I'll never forget that day. And Like I said, the amazing family here at My Fight or War has helped me so much. And back then in 2020, COVID shut the world down.
Yeah.
So I had nowhere to go because of everything was shut down. When I went to rehab, they're like, we're closed. They said, if you feel, suicidal, withdrawal, cravings, go to ER. By the grace of God, I've never had any withdrawal cravings from alcohol. I've been, it'll be January 27th coming up. Will be 6 years of sobriety.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah, I got,
That's amazing.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I get to have amazing people like you come on here and make it all worth it, to make sense of something that is so senseless, and to show that addiction's only a word, it's not a death sentence.
Hmm.
And to listen to your comments, man, as far as life in general. And yeah, they're separate, but they're so much the same. So it's really something, man. It's a blessing. I never in a million years thought telling such a terrible story, and there's so much that I left out, so
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
that were just horrible things that happened to me, horrible things that I said, that I did. And I'm still here. And that's what I mean about being blessed. And that's why every Sunday when I get to sit there and hang with you and your mom and my mom and grandma up there, so it's a good day. I
It
was just
is.
looking to see what we got
Well,
going
now,
on.
so when you're back next summer, when you have
Mhm.
your time off, you should come by and see the studio.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely
Absolutely. Yeah.
we'll have you in studio for a live show just
Yeah,
like
there you
this,
go.
but you'll be in here. Let's see.
Yeah. That sounds incredible. I'd love to.
Your mom gave us a Wahoo Yahoo.
Wahoo.
We got a Wahoo. Amber Vines.
I don't know.
Amber Vines. We rock. We are the best family ever. Um,
Hmm.
did you get a blade?
She
Did I
said
get
she asked you about a blade to your face,
to
and I
my
told her it was
to
to the
my
left side of your face.
to my no? I got not a
You did-
blade. I got a blade,
Box
all right,
cutter,
but it was a
Yeah.
knife.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
pretty
that
pretty
was not.
close.
different
But
kind of blade.
man, I tell you what, man, that what, real quick, as far as injuries, that just reminded me of something. I'm, have you, as far as some injuries that you've seen on the ice, what was the worst injury that you've ever seen
Mm.
In person, you mean?
on playing hockey? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't there, but my brother had a really bad one. I don't know if my mom ever told you about
Mm-mm.
that. It
What
was
happened?
I believe it was March of 24. Yeah, March. So it wasn't last year, but the year prior. He was going into, he's a defenseman, so he's, in his defensive zone.
Mhm.
When the opposing team shot the puck behind his net, he's going to get it. And when he went to go get it, he got tangled up with one of the opponents, full speed, and he went feet first into the boards,
Oh,
and his ankle was completely like twisted the wrong way. His foot was it was yeah, seeing it live, like on, I wasn't there in person, but through the TV, my girlfriend was watching it, Shelby was watching it, and I wasn't. I was at college watching like NHL game with my buddies, and she's like, "You got to come upstairs." 'Cause that's where my room was. Like, "You got to see this. Your brother's got hurt." And I saw it, and I've never felt a feeling like that in my life. I was
Mm.
so just lost because
oh,
it's my brother. That's my role
Mhm.
model. It's a guy I looked up to, and seeing that happen to him, like, thank God he's okay now. He's playing now. Fast forwarding, but just those, I would say, like, couple days, we're not knowing what exactly, if he's going to be done playing, if he can play again, because it was a really gruesome injury, um, and he was the captain. Yeah, at that time too. That was his first year as captain here. So he was the captain of the team, and that whole Huntsville team was pretty disappointed at the way that went, and was pretty, heartbroken for him because of the way his season ended. But, by the grace of God, he's still playing. He's 100% healthy. He's feeling great. Probably the best he's felt in a while. Um, but yeah, just as far as injuries goes, when you ask that
man.
question, that's the one that pops in my head. It was tough as a family because because there was probably a 3 hour span where he's, you can't talk to him because
Mhm.
he went to like emergency surgery right away. I'm pretty sure. Or no, I take that back. Sorry. I think he got surgery like after a couple days, but he went to the ER right away, and
Mhm.
I think they realigned it and then put it back in a cast. Yeah, it was
Oh,
some gruesome stuff for sure.
That is, I mean, that's one thing, again, that people, the abuse that we put our bodies through. I mean, the injuries that we play hurt all the time. You're always hurt.
Yeah.
The only time you're not hurt is right before training camp, and then from practicing on, you're always hurt, but
Yeah.
you're not, hopefully not injured.
Sore. Just
But
sore.
I've seen the worst I saw was a guy got his
Ugh.
skate or back of his leg sliced him wide open right under his kneecap by his hamstring, and
Oh,
opened that up, and you could just see it pop through. The hamstring popped right through,
Ah.
and it was just like holy shit.
oh
But
my God.
but as far as worst injury was very sad. It was juniors or we were playing over at Liggett, and didn't even playing yet, man. We were skating warm ups, and all of a sudden I hear this big bang, and I look down the ice, and I see a guy down behind the net, just laying there, and I see people starting to skate over. Yeah, no big deal. And all of a sudden I see commotion. Ended up this kid caught an edge and went head first into the boards and broke his neck,
Oh
and
my
was
gosh.
paralyzed from the neck down. We found out, and so that was the worst injury as far as, I mean, that was terrible. You talk about well, yeah, but
Yeah,
see, that's another people that hockey. It's a brutal sport, man.
it is. And then you
So,
see it now too with football. I'm a huge football fan. And all of the ACL, Achilles
oh
injuries that these guys are getting every week, it's so terrible to see. And
yeah,
I really feel bad because like you're going back to the the mental side of things and the preparation those guys go through each and every day, and for that to happen for them, it's so gut wrenching.
that
Every injury you see at any sport, it's so hard to watch because you know how much these guys care and how much they take care of their bodies
oh
and invest so much time into it. So it's a hard reality of sports for sure, but it's definitely something that nobody ever wants to see or encounter.
yeah, I mean, you see these guys crying, and they're talking, and a lot of it, they think, "Oh, it's got to hurt." Well, of course it does. But I tell you what, I've talked to some people, and even some of my own injuries, the tears were more so because I knew that my season was done. The tears
Exactly.
were
Yeah.
so, I mean, it was more emotional, and people, they're like, "Oh, that had to be so painful." They have no idea because what you just explained. What was, just wondering, as far as injuries, what was your worst injury?
Um, Knock on wood, have been pretty good, been pretty blessed. I would say just I had a pretty bad shoulder tear like 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, and then it just was such an annoying injury. It was just lingering for years. Thankfully, it healed on its own over time. I didn't need surgery, but it was my
Mm,
labrum.
mhm,
Um, and I just remember I was in front of the net. Some guy hit me awkward. I fell on it, and I felt like the snap, and you can hear it in the
mhm.
internal side. It was such a weird feeling. And I couldn't feel my shoulder for like a week. It was terrible.
It's
Um, yeah, I've had a concussion in the past when I was younger. I like went in the boards. Pretty weird. The guy hit me weird, and I just remember getting up. I don't remember like laying on the ice. I just remember my teammates like picking me up, going to the bench. I think I was about 14 years old, 15 years old.
yep,
Yeah, that was a scary one for sure. But yeah, I think those are like the main two that stick out in
yeah.
my mind. Yeah, I've had bumps and bruises, some sprains and stuff like that. But like you said, it's you're hurt, you're not injured. So
Yeah, that's what we had, man. I'll never
yeah,
forget the term, man. It's like, "Are you hurt or injured?" I'm like, "What?" "Well, if you're hurt, get back out there, man." It's like, "Oh, okay." But,
yeah,
yeah, and back then, they didn't do any of the, like, concussion,
Checking. Yeah.
protocol at
Right.
all when I played. The protocol was how many fingers, what's your name, where
yeah,
you're at.
exactly. It's just crazy to think
Oh,
about now.
I
Yeah,
can't. I've woken up twice in ambulances, being taken to St. John once and Bon Secours once from St. Clair Shores rink, getting knocked out, and then another time I woke up in Ann Arbor at U of M playing at Yost Arena when I got laid out. And again, I was on the bench, and I'm looking around, and I'm next thing you know, I'm in the locker room. Next thing you know, I go back on the ice for the next period, and I fell over as soon as I got up. And they're like, yeah, we better take him to the hospital. But yeah, there was no
Yeah.
protocol, so thank God that they've got that changed around now for you guys and stuff like that. But
Yeah, it's just going back to what we talked about earlier. Like, obviously, we love sports and we want to play for as long as we can, but we're human beings at the end of the day. We gotta take care of our long term life. This is temporary. As much as we want to, score goals and hit some guys and win some championships, you gotta take care of yourself when it matters. So
definitely, well, we've got usually we've got all these little chatterboxes out here with questions and stuff, and nothing right
Well,
now. I think
I
you're.
want to know, have you heard of the bare knuckle ice wars that they do with the hockey
Oh, we were
players?
talking about that with Galante.
Yeah, but you're not.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the guy. There was somebody, so a friend of mine's friend did it. Like, he was in it. He was fighting in
Oh,
it.
okay. They
Yeah.
had it was the Trashers, then they had the Danbury Hat Tricks,
Yeah.
and they had a couple of their guys, and that's what we went to the Soaring Eagle. One of them was sitting with us, and he was, I can't remember who he played for. He played for Danbury for a short time, and then like he went, I can't remember, somewhere in Windsor,
Yeah, because he was Canadian.
Saskatchewan. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, he showed me these pictures. He goes, yeah, this is me and a buddy, played for whoever, and he's got this big gash, where they got a fight, and his visor busted and blasted him open, and
Yeah, that happens. That's
oh man,
scary stuff. That's
It's crazy.
usually when you see blood in a fight, most of the time it's not even from a punch, it's just from that visor coming down and cutting your
oh
skin right here or right there.
Mm-mm.
Even
yeah,
your nose too. Like, it'll come down, hit your nose. So
that
that's
is.
hockey, baby.
Hey, if you ain't bleeding, you ain't trying, man. Don Cherry,
Exactly.
come on now.
Exactly.
Oh man. Well, I tell you, I mean, we could go here as long as you want, Gio. I don't have to be at work till tomorrow morning at 9. So, I mean, I don't know how your night's looking. It is 7:30 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. Oh, yeah, he's got a meeting or something.
Yeah, I do have a meeting in about 20 minutes here, 15 minutes, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man, this was
This was fun.
there's a lot more I'd like to just keep going on with, as far as just the sports part of this going forward, and would love to have you come back on and
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
especially I know you've got your schedule is going to be pretty busy
Mm.
after this,
58
but
games.
yeah, let's definitely chit
58.
chat, and let me know what your schedule's like. Get a hold of me anytime this week. And we'll set up the next one.
And then we can talk
Yeah.
about, and we'll talk about because we have a lot of people from Alabama that come on the
We
show
have a
here.
shitload of
So you
people
can get a
from
whole lot of spectators.
Yeah, that's
family
incredible.
members.
Yeah.
Mhm.
we'll send them your way, and we'll get that going. But hit me up, and we also can promote your games and stuff like that, when you're playing, where you're playing, so we'll get people out
Yeah.
there.
That's huge. I appreciate that a lot, guys. You guys are
Uh,
awesome. So thanks for having
well,
me on. Seriously, it's a pleasure to be on here and
well,
talk about my journey so far.
well, it's not over, man. You just got a long way to go, and I'm so happy for you, man. I get to live it through you, and
Yeah.
it brings back a lot of happy memories for me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So,
no problem. Thank you guys.
So what do you
all right,
say?
man.
May
You
peace
have
be
a
with you. Is
great,
that what do you say?
great night. What was elbow?
What do you
What's
say?
that?
May
Elbows
peace
up.
be with you. Is that
Oh
what
yes,
you
P.S.
normally
Peace be
Exactly.
with you.
Peace be with you.
All right, man. Love you, brother. You be safe. Have a great season, and we'll be talking to you very soon.
All right. Thank you guys again so much.
Bye,
I
Gio.
appreciate
Take
it.
care.
Bye, guys.
That was nice.
Gio Procopio, and you can catch him with the Huntsville Havoc, which is the Southern Professional Hockey League, and that is the most I got to talk to Gio,
Ever.
because
right?
like I said at church, she sits between us. So and then if my mom's there, then she sits between all of us. So we start talking. Our moms hit us, but I mean, once we started talking, and I'm always thinking. Sometimes it's stupid shit, but I'm always thinking. And just seeing him and how grounded. I mean, hell, you heard him. I mean, what he just said at that age, playing, I know that. I mean, I was there. I did it, and I did not make the decisions that he made. That's why I'm sitting here.
Well, you had a different
You
path.
know, and for the type of person, Lisa, I don't know if you're still watching. For you and the rest of your family, congratulations on
Two
raising
young
two
men.
awesome
Wonderful.
young men and leaders. I
Mhm.
tell you what, it's really cool. And like I said, I just had this good feeling about getting them on here.
It's cool that he's in Huntsville, and we have
And here,
a lot of family members down near Huntsville. It's
yeah,
so cool.
yeah. So here we got,
You probably have a whole cheering section.
and Lisa's still there. So Lisa, I hope you enjoyed that. Your son,
Nice job.
what a great dude.
Mhm.
And Amber, I tell you what, Amber, I'm gonna agree with you on that, only because I played my whole life and I've got plenty of scars and pain every minute of my life to prove
Mhm.
it. But yeah, Gio, I mean, like I said, this was most we've ever been able to talk, because I really haven't had a chance to see him outside of, except, like I said, on Sundays. But just in those brief conversations before and after mass, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, this is something.
And what's his brother's name?
Dominic.
Okay, Dominic.
Yep. And I'm very proud of him, and you
Yeah,
should be,
you
and
should
I know
be.
you are. And they
Good job, Mom.
you got to remember, man, gloves off, elbows up. And old school hockey, and they got the toughness from Mom, because I may have been fighting on the ice and being thrown in the penalty box, but as I recall,
Uh-oh.
let's see if we want to tell some Lisa stories. There may have been an occasion or two where some of the spectators got a little rowdy.
Uh-oh.
I'll leave it
Uh-oh.
at that. I'll leave it at that. So, Lisa, if you want to go, maybe we'll get Mom to jump on here one time and talk about her kids. You know, but yeah, Lisa, back in the day, man, we had some tough fans, for Lakeview. And I remember sitting on the bench, and just like at with the Trashers,
Okay.
when the two brothers were sitting
Oh,
there,
yeah,
and they
they're
were
funny.
going nuts. And the two brothers are sitting on the bench, and they look into the crowd. And they go, "This is fucking crazy." I remember sitting on the bench, and I don't know, Lisa. I don't know if you were at our game when we played U of M. We were at Yost Arena, University of Michigan, and we got in a bench clearing fight. And it was it Sam Marion? Was Yeah, you remember Sam? He was holding some dude over the balcony. And next thing you know, everyone on the ice, we jump the boards. All
Oh
of
my
the players
God.
are fighting. I look, Luxton, our coach is on the ice. The coaches are fighting. Next thing you know, you hear sirens and all this megaphone. We look, the Ann Arbor police are
Uh-oh.
on the ice trying to grab us.
jeez.
We're all under arrest.
Oh,
I mean, so we get off the ice and we're in the locker room, and someone had a great idea to put glass block
I know
outside
a
the
glass
wall.
block.
So
Yeah.
we're in the locker room, and you could literally see outside the parking
Yeah.
lot. So they knew where we were. So they started throwing bricks into the glass block to try to get in and kill us. It was great. But
Good Lord.
Amber says my nephew was always in the sin bin. I tell you what, when I started playing, I was always in the top 3 of scoring and the bottom of penalties, always, until I got into midget and high school hockey. And then all hell broke loose. But yeah, it was so cool talking with Gio, because it was, besides talking just to a great guy and to a friend and family member, it was talking to a teammate. Just I could relate to everything he was saying. And I knew as soon as I said the old hockey bag, when you unzipped that bad thing, oh my God.
Yeah, and Mom had to deal with it.
Lisa, you know what I mean, man. I would, and I'm talking young. I mean, I remember being young and dumb and not listening until I would turn 58, and I'm still, but anyways, I still remember you have to, first thing everyone that plays hockey knows the first thing you have to do is when you get home is you unzip that bag, you take your socks off or the socks out of your bag, they go into the pile. Your skates are upside down, your gloves are on your stick upside down, everything's airing off. As soon as you get home, well, let's just say I always wasn't very prompt in my execution
Mhm.
of doing that. And good God, I mean, the smell. I would rather smell a raccoon's ass or a skunk's ass than, I mean, the smell of a couple day old zipped up hockey bag. And if you think I'm kidding,
No,
whoever
I believe
played,
you.
I mean, it is the worst smell in the world. And Lisa, if you're still here, and
She's
I'm
probably
sure
throwing
Dominic,
up somewhere,
I'm,
having bad memories.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, God, those were some great times, man. Um, you hockey players stink.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God. And since we're talking about stinky hockey players,
Uh-oh.
a teammate of mine, I'll never forget, Craig McCarver. Craig McCarver wore this fucking t-shirt, and
This is
it
lucky
was one of
t-shirt.
those. It was, hockey players are extremely superstitious.
Oh, great.
Like for me, I had to put on my right skate first, then my left. Then I had to tie my right skate, tape it, then my left skate, tape it. Then I had to lay down on my back with my ankles up on the seated to the bench and move my ankles around. Then I had to tape my wrists. Then I had a very certain way. But okay. I forgot what I was going to say. All those concussions, but actually, it probably is, man. But yeah, Craig, Lisa, you remember Craig McCarver? He had this damn T-shirt, and we ended up burning it one day. We held him down, and we burned it in the locker room. It was so bad. He would wear this because we won a game, and then we were on a streak or something like that. So he had to wear that same stinky ass shirt until we decided not to let him wear that
Jeez.
anymore. But that was some
At
fun.
least it said Dom was worse than Gio.
As far as forgetting to open the
up his
bag,
bag.
oh my God, that was just. But I tell you, Lisa, it was so nice talking to him. Because as we were talking, I could actually see the locker room. I mean, you close that big metal door, it would slam, and you'd have the chalkboard on the wall, and another one behind the door. You'd have the big garbage can, one on each side for throwing your tape, and then the stinky ass showers that were always full of mildew and dripping, and the sinks that were full of blood and stuff. It was home. It was home. I mean, between periods, there'd be blood everywhere. We'd be, patching each other up, and man, it was, yeah. So, Lisa, I hope I brought back some fun, some good memories.
Those memories, anyway.
Thank you for
Better.
inviting him on. He was
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I knew he'd be awesome, and man, he was. And we're gonna do it again. Dominic, if it'd be great to have both on, so we'll throw that out to
Now,
both
is Dominic older or younger?
of them. 3 years older,
3 years older.
and is captain of the team. And I mean, how great is that to have them both playing? First of all, just to
nice.
have them both playing at that level,
Yeah.
but have them on the same team.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, you see it, in the NFL where you have the brothers, what's his name? Holy shit. Amon, St. Brown,
Oh.
and what?
Amon Ra.
Yeah,
Amon
yeah,
Ra,
and his
St. Brown.
brother. Oh my God, if we got into their names again, what their whole name is, Amon Ra St. Brown and his brother.
Who's got
They've
another
got
Egyptian,
a German Egyptian name,
Yeah.
and it's like 42 names or something like that. It's like Haru. What is
You
it?
want me to look it up? Well, I can. Let me real quick.
Yeah, but so I mean, to be a parent and look out and see your kid playing professional sports, to look out there and see your kids playing professional sports, But then to look out and see them playing on the same team is, I mean, Lisa, that's got,
Equanimous.
which one's that? Is
That's
that
the other brother, but he's got his middle name is. Here, let me find it.
Equanimous St. Brown?
Yeah,
There's
Amun Ra and
Amun-Ra.
Equanimous St. Brown.
But their full names, if
Oh my gosh.
anyone, if
Look it
anyone
up. It's
can,
very
well,
long.
wait a minute, if anyone can come up with their full names, Amun Ra and his brother's name before OG does,
Okay.
you win absolutely nothing.
But whoever's fastest. On
Yeah.
it.
So Dom is the enforcer. Good man. Yeah, Lisa, we need to get a hold of him. What I'll do is I'll shoot Gio a message to pass over to Dom.
Osiris. There's an Osiris St. Brown, an Equanimous St. Brown, and Amun Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, but
Because
it's
there's 3 brothers.
but it's Amun Ra.
Oh, the whole
The whole
his
name.
whole name.
You know,
Oy,
they've
oy,
got
oy.
like 5 names.
Yeah.
Amun Ra and Equanimous.
Amun Ra, Julian, Heru, John, St. Brown.
Where the hell they get John? And wait, was it Amun Ra?
Amun Ra,
Amun Ra.
Julian, Heru, John, St. Brown.
That's his whole name.
That's his
And
whole name.
well,
Oh,
what's his name? Equanimous?
Equanimous.
Okay, so
But
next
there's
time
Osiris, though.
the next time we
Osiris-
talk about,
Osiris St. Brown.
well, it's Amun Ra. It's all of those, which she just said. I'm just Manny Vitale, you know. It's like, who are you? That's what
Manny.
that's happened a few times. I've gone to some of these events where there's like some celebrities and stuff, and I'm up there just chit chatting with people, and they're like, "Oh, they're so and so," and they're all talking and getting autographs, and I'm standing there with them, and then people will be like,
And
you
who
know,
are you?
and who are you? I'm like, I'm Manny. They're just like, oh, nice to meet you. They have no clue who I am. Let's see. Amber says, thank you again, Lisa. Yep, I tell you, to be a hockey
good
mom.
job, yeah.
A hockey mom, I mean, they are a special breed. My mom, I mean, she saw me with some pretty gnarly injuries. She saw me get carried off the ice. She saw me get carted off on a stretcher a few times in a pool of blood. When I busted, guy got me from behind, and I went into the boards, and my helmet came loose, and then I went face first into the boards. And my nose was over this way. And the trainer, when I got back to the bench, put my nose where it was supposed to be and taped it. Well, that was great, except I had a head injury, concussion. But this is back in the 80s when it was like, you all right? Yeah, put your helmet on. So I had my helmet on. And then it was like a shift later, 2 shifts later, they hit me. And I get out there, and I forgot to buckle my helmet. And sure as shit, plus I had a concussion I didn't know. I get on the ice. This guy throws an elbow into my face and lays me out again. But this time my nose went on the other side of my face. And we had our white jerseys on, which mine was beet red. And by the time they got me into the locker room, I looked like Rocket because I had 2 black eyes. I couldn't breathe. And then I finally ended up passing out. And that's when they took me to the hospital. And I woke up yelling at the nurses because they were about to cut my skates. They were going to go right down the middle. And I was just like, oh, before I passed out again. And not my skates.
Not my skates.
Not my skates. Cut everything else off. I don't care. Not my skates. Okay, so Equidemius. You didn't look up his name, did you?
Well, no, because I was have to answer some people because Lisa had to go, but she said Dom was the enforcer.
Yeah,
Is
I
the
saw it. That's
enforcer.
right.
Yeah, okay.
We were chit-chatting
right.
about that. I have to go. Dom is calling. Thank you both so much.
Okay.
Amber said thank you. Lisa.
Melissa showed up late, but she showed up.
Melissa. How you doing, Melissa? And I definitely appreciate you guys, man. It was again, it's just, I've always said I don't want my fight or war to be like anyone else, just like nobody else wants to be like us.
I
Man.
got his name.
Okay, Equidemius's name.
Equanimous Tristan Imhotep John St. Brown. There's John again.
Okay, somebody come back with that. Now you have to reply.
Equanimous
What is
Tristan.
Amun Ra's full name, and what is
Equanimous.
Okay,
And then the other
Equinemius,
brother
one more
is
time. Wait,
Osiris.
Equinemius' full name one more time.
Equinemius, Tristan, Imhotep, John, St. Brown.
And Hopetep.
Imhotep, which is another pharaoh. Okay.
Aren't there
He's
any
28
pharaohs
years
named
old.
Bob or anything?
Mm.
I'm Pharaoh
No.
Bob.
No.
Or
No.
are there any Manny pharaohs?
No.
There's no Manny Pharaoh.
And okay, is that if their parents, John Brown, so that's where they get the John.
So they go through a 14 name and then their dad's John Brown.
And mother is Miriam, but evidently they don't have any girls in the family.
That's cool.
But they have
Amber, what do we win?
Osiris.
You win a free membership to watch My Fight Our War anytime you want. And Amber, you're the only one, so you're the winner. Danny Gibson, how you doing, brother? Always good to see you, man. Katie, I hope you guys are doing good. A big shout out. I hope you guys saw our brother Donald Blow is moved into his new house, and his dogs are happy because there's more squirrels to chase. So congratulations, man. I thought you had your hand up for something.
No.
Man, that's an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
That was cool, man. So anyone that's part of the Huntsville family or our Athens, Alabama family, or how about just our Alabama family,
somewhere in that vicinity,
check out Gio and his brother Dom and all the Huntsville Havoc players and root them on this year. And we'll see what's going on with the schedule for the rally. And
their first game is the 28th.
Yeah, I can't remember where their season ends, even if they make the playoffs. But anyways, you guys have a great night. Thanks for popping on with us. We'll be popping on again soon. How's that for a definitive when? We'll be on soon.
Well, today's
which
Monday,
could be
so probably
in the
Wednesday.
next hour or tomorrow or Thursday, but it will definitely be soon.
Okay.
And
sounds like a plan.
Amber says I have to go jump on a Zoom.
Okay.
Watch the replay. Amber, you have a great night and continue to fight the good fight there, honey. You're going to be fine. And send a lot of positive thoughts and prayers all you guys' way. Love you and keep fighting the good fight.
See ya.